עכשיו, גרנית בן-עזרא זינגר היא מנכ"לית המרכז לקליטה במדע. ניתן לצפות באתר שלנו בהרצאתה בעברית בכנס שלנו מדצמבר 2018 כדי ללמוד איך הם עוזרים למדענים חוזרים. Granit Ben-Ezra Zinger is the director of the Center for Integration in Science. Granit will describe in English the assistance her office provides for both returning and new immigrant scientists. Don't forget to send your questions in Q&A as Granit speaks. Granit, בבקשה.
Okay, thank you, בת-שבע. I do the lecture this time in English in order to have the opportunity for everyone who's our new olim among you that can understand what they are eligible for from us. Well, basically, I'm the head of the Center for Integration in Science in the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration. And I will start by opening our presentation. And I will give you, we'll be happy to give you a few words about us before. The Center for Integration in Science was established in 1978 in the purpose of helping scientists to bring scientists to Israel, either new olim or returning citizens, Israeli returning citizens. And our assistance is, and the main purpose of it is to help you to integrate in the R&D, research and development fields in Israel. Okay, so as I said, we are here, and the purpose of us is, first of all, to help you coming, to make you coming to Israel or return to Israel, and to help you integrate in R&D positions according to your education, your field of activity, your skills. It will be benefit for you, and it will be benefit for us in Israel that we will have all this information coming to our R&D. As a bit of statistics about our activities, we have right now about 1,100 scientists that have been assisted by us. About 60% out of them are being employed, either with financial aid in assistance or with research scholarships. Out of this 60%, which is about 600 scientists, we have 50% in the public sector, which is the academy, hospitals, etc. 23% in industry, the private sector, companies, 9% doing their PhD with our scholarship, and 18% in doing their postdoctorate. They have a fellowship from us. Now, our goal is, as I said, first of all, to make you come. To make you come to us, return to Israel, or arrive to Israel to understand what is the situation in here. We want to assist you in integrating inside Israel and to connect you to the R&D institutes in Israel. When I mean connect, is to help you to get the network that is necessary in order to understand what is your opportunities in here. Now, as we said, activities, our areas of activities is all of them. It can be exact science, life science, social science. So scientists, it's an overall word for everything. The eligibility for assistance is for whomever holds master degree and up, and have R&D experience. Now, if I can say it with more details, and you can see it in here, it means that if you have PhD degree, you would need to have between 3 to 5 years experience in R&D before the returning to Israel or coming to Israel. And you need to have around 3 publications, scientific publications. If you have a master's degree, then you will need to have from 4 to 6 years experience. And again, 3 publications. Now, if you have a master's degree and on, but you don't have experience or you don't have publications, also contact us. You might not be eligible for the full assistance, but we can help you also. And I will now detail our assistance. But in any case, all of you who have master degree and on, if you come to Israel, contact us and we will check your eligibility, okay? You will send us your CV, your publications if you have, your documents, diplomas, and we will check your eligibility and we'll give you an answer. Even if you're a young scientist under the age of 32, also we have a small plan for you. The assistance can be given, but not for years, but only for 1 year. But we can still help you. So I really recommend to contact us, and then we'll see how we can continue. Now, our services include two main tools, I'll call it. The first one is vocational guidance and assistance, which is given by a professional scientific consultants. Our consultants are scientists by themselves with wide experience in the academy and the industry, a very good and found a network. And with this network, they're going to help you to find your way in positions, in R&D positions in Israel, according to your references. In the first time, in the first meeting, okay, they will sit with you face to face. Now it will be on Zoom or webinar or online. And the introduction will be in order to understand what is the most important for you as a scientist, how you see your career in the future in here in Israel, what do you want to go to the academy, do you want to go to the industry, and then go through your CV to see if they are appropriate to Israel. And then the professional consultant will take your CV, will guide you how to go, how to continue from this stage and on. And also he by himself will take your CV and will forward it to contact person that he has in his network that he thinks that might be able to help you or might have a relevant position for you. Now they contact the scientists themselves in the companies, in the academy. They have a wide connections and this is their main strength. Now they will be with you all the time, side by side, even after you find a position in R&D and maybe it's not appropriate for you, maybe you find after a few months that it's not the place you want to be, they will help you again to find a different one. It will be a very personal assistance, and it will be, they will be with you for for New Orleans for all the 3 years and for Israeli for 1 year from the date of coming to Israel. The other tool is the assistance in funding your employment. Whenever you find a position, the employer knows that you're coming with we'll call it a package, a financial package from us, which will help you to finance part of your salary. Basically, the employer needs also to fund part of it, but we also fund part of it. So it gives him incentive to hire you. And then with this, you can go also by yourself and say, okay, I have this assistance, and our scientific consultant also do the same. When they present you, they say, okay, this scientist will also come with a package, financial package from us. I will not further on this with the numbers, but I will give you a high level details. If in the public sector, if you're a new Ole, then you need to commence the employment within 3 years from the date of Aliyah in the public sector. In the private sector, in companies outside, you can do it until 4 years from the date of Aliyah. And then in both cases, you're eligible for 3 years of assistance, financial assistance, that will go to the employer, but it is with a contract for you. It is only for you. It's used for your employment, not for anything around it. Now, if you are physicians, then you have within 5 years of coming to Israel, if you're new lab, because there's sometimes all kind of exams you need to take, and that might take you a few years. That's why we extended the time that you can have the eligibility for our assistance. We have also another program, which is called CAMEA, which is open only for new immigrants. This is for senior scientists, age 45 and on, with 15 years of experience, in R&D experience from the PhD. In this case, the purpose of this program is to help you or help the academy to hire you for a position as on a tenure track. Now, in this case, the assistance is much wider, much wider, but also the academy need to be ready to employ you on a tenure track, which is not an easy thing, as you all know. Okay, this program is with cooperation with the VATAT, the Council for Higher Education. And as I said, it's open for new immigrants only. Addition to the assistance to employ you, the financial assistance to the employer for you, yeah, we have also a research scholarships. The research scholarships, it's to doing a PhD or to doing a postdoctorate. For studying PhD, you have to be aged of 37 and no more than 37. And then you can apply within 2 years from the date of your aliyah, for your coming to Israel. For returning residents, it's for 1 year from coming to Israel, but after at least 5 years of staying abroad. This 5 years is also apply for any assistance, also financial assistance in employment. It's only for Israel, you stayed 5 years and more abroad, and then come to Israel, return to Israel. For new lim, we have this, we don't have, of course, this, but it's only from within 2 years from date of aliyah. You will have a 3 years assistance from us, a fellowship, scholarship, I'm sorry, with the minimum scholarship that needs to be given you by the institute, by the academy, which means we put some of the money and also the academy put some of the money. And in this case, also our advisors, our scientific advisors can help you to find a place to do your doctorate, to do your PhD, if you don't find your way by yourself. Again, another fellowship now we have is the postdoctorate. In this case, again, you can apply for new immigrants after 3 years from the date of aliyah, no more than 3 years from the date of aliyah, and no more from 1 year from returning to Israel for Israelis. In here, the fellowship is for 2 years. Again, we put some of the fellowship, and the academy also have to add from their side. In both cases, in both scholarships, research scholarships, our assistance, it's a major incentive to prefer you on top of other candidates. Of course, there has to be a scientific approval for that before, but if they need to choose between Israeli and new Ole, this is a very good incentive. Additional service we gave for new Olim, it's like we have funding flights granted for Israelis, returning Israelis. We do it through Science Abroad. We are financing the activities of Science Abroad in order to stay in touch with the Israelis who are there, in order to help you to understand what's going on in here and come back. For new Olim, we have also a LinkedIn, and also for Israeli, we have the LinkedIn consulting services. If you have a profile, LinkedIn profile that you want to improve, or you don't have a profile at all, our consultant will help you to build a profile or to improve it. You're eligible for 4 meetings with no charge, and he will go step by step with you and help you to use this tool in order to widen your connections and your network in Israel in the scientific family, we call it in Israel. This is the most important, I think, slide in my presentation. In here, if you have any doubts, questions, things you want to know, contact us. Don't assume that you are eligible or not eligible for help. Just contact us and we will check it. We have a lot of cases where scientists thought they don't have something and they don't have enough experience and so on, and they didn't contact us, and they did and they should have. So don't ask yourself if to apply or not, just contact us. We'll check everything and we'll let you know about your eligibility. Contact us also before you come. We have a pre-arrival services. So the scientific advisor the professional advisor will contact you if you're eligible. We check your eligibility, but if you're eligible, he will contact you even before, even when you're still abroad and you have, let's say, a few months before coming to Israel, and he will start to look for a position, scientific position for you even before you come. We have cases where a position has been found before the new LA has come to Israel. The interviews has been done by Skype, by Zoom, and when they come to Israel, they started to work. So contact us even before you come to Israel in order to so we can start to try to help you. If you have any questions, I will check now, we'll see. Okay. I see, okay, the first one, when defining a returning PhD scientist, is the free publications criteria also limited to the past 5 years while abroad, or in total during the entirety of your career, in total? In total, you need to have around 3 publications. Usually you also take into consideration where you published it. Sometimes, usually it comes together. If you published in Nature, you probably published also before. But that's what I'm saying. Always, even if you have less than 3 publications, contact us and we'll check it, okay? Do you help find advisors and PhD programs? Yes, we do. As I said, our professional advisors can help you also to find a place to do your PhD. With all their network, and they know a lot of universities and PIs that may be looking for PhD, and because they are coming from your background, we have a different advisor for technical, for exact science, a different advisor for life science, and a different advisor for social science. So because they understand your language, your professional language, they can be very accurate in what they are looking for you. Well, it's in Hebrew, postdoc of more than 2 years abroad, with academic publications, what the help they can get. Okay. Unfortunately, if you stayed abroad only 2 years, we cannot really help. We can help only for Israel who stay 5 years and more abroad. This is if you have, I don't know, you're missing 1 month or something like that, maybe we can check and ask a unique approval. But unfortunately, it's 5 years. You need to stay 5 years abroad, minimum of 5 years. I am Israeli. I went abroad for a postdoc for 2 years. I think it's the same question. I would like to know if I will be eligible for founder. Okay, it's the same question. I know that most postdoc are sometimes less, not in life science, more in exact science, and in social science, it's less than 5 years. But unfortunately, this is the limit, only 5 years and up. For ביטוח לאומי while abroad, there's no connection to ביטוח לאומי. You can keep your citizenship in Israel, but still you need to have 5 years abroad in order to receive our assistance. Scientists who hold MS degrees. In contrast, all the other presenters only talked about, okay, many years of experience in both the academy. Okay, having an MSc degree with many years of experience in both the academy and the industry, what kind of opportunities can I find in Israel? It's a very big question, very big question. What I suggest, you will contact us again. You can see in this slide that you can see now technology and exact science, the email and the phone number. Contact us. We'll check your eligibility. We'll see your background. We'll connect you with our professional advisor in technology and exact science, and he can give you this answer. Okay, he will give you a good answer and exact answer which is specified for you. So contact us and we'll check what will be open for you. Just in general, exact science, it's a very wide field, and there's a lot of open positions in here. So just contact us and we will check exactly, and we will connect you with the advisor. Is this, it's in Hebrew, is this help relevant for returning citizens? I'm not in Israel already 12 years. I did doctorate in the US and I work in the industry abroad. Okay, yes. As I said, it is open also for returning Israeli returning citizens, which are 5 years and more abroad. The assistance is a bit less than for new Olim. For new Olim, it's for 3 years. For Israeli returning citizens, it's for 2 years. But still, you eligible for our assistance. As long as you have PhD or master degree and so on. And again, you will have our professional advisor that will contact you and will help you to find your way in Israel. I would have to say, we only help to find a position in R&D. So it has to include some kind of element of research or development. Another question, no publications include those where the scientist is a co-author. It doesn't matter if you are the first writer or the second writer or co-author, as long as your name is on the publication. I hope I answer your question, okay? As long as your name is in the list, in the publication, the list of the writers, it's okay, it's applicable, okay? Kamea, is there any equivalent help for returning Israeli citizen over 45 years for tenure track position? Unfortunately, no. This is only open for new olim. I need to explain. For new olim, when it comes to Israel, there's a problem of language. There's a problem of culture gaps that need to be gapped. So that's why new olim receive a much more assistance. When you're Israeli, we can help you to connect. Again, our advisors can help you to connect with PIs, to connect with the academia in your specific field, with companies that have R&D in your field. But the CAMEA is not a plan that is open for for Israelis. Is there, again, it's in Hebrew, is there an opportunity for postdoc and okay, I don't really understand the question. It says something about doing a postdoc, a second postdoc, if I understand correctly, in Israel. You can do a second postdoc in Israel, even if you did a postdoc abroad. If you're Israeli, returning citizen, and you want to do a second postdoc in Israel, we can help you. We can give you a fellowship for that. I hope I understand your question, but returning citizen can do a second postdoc in Israel, okay, and receive our assistance. Most of postdoc in exact sciences are doing a postdoc around 2 to 3 years. Well, that's what I've said. I know. I'm aware of that. But this is the policy of the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration, that it's in order to receive the assistance, there's a need for 5 years abroad. What is exactly the financial help? Okay, the numbers of the financial help I will give you in high level. If you are a new Ole and you have a third degree, the range is different because of your degree or because of your position. If you are a new Ole or if you are a returning citizen. If you are a new Ole and you have a third degree, for example, the first year you will receive from us around 80,000 shekels. Your employer will receive in order to employ you. In the second year, you will receive around the 60,000 shekels. 1,000 shekels. Third year, you will receive around the 24,000 shekels. Now, if you have a second degree, the numbers are lower. I will not give you all the numbers now. I do recommend to go to our website, the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration website. You have there a specific site for us, which give you the table of the numbers of the assistances, or how much we give for each degree. And with this, you can already understand the range of assistance. And I recommend again to contact us even before you come. Maybe we can start to look for a position for you, even prior to arrival to Israel. Thank you. You answered my question. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, for research scholarship, again, it's range for, as I said, for postdoctoral, it's for 2 years, and for doctorate, it's for 3 years. I do recommend to contact us if you have more questions. It's better to contact than to lose your eligibility. We do sometimes receive requests from Israeli or from ULIM, which came to Israel before 5 years and they are not eligible anymore. So it's better you contact us, we'll check, than to assume that you're not eligible. I hope I answer all your questions. I wish you all the best, and I really, really wish you success in your coming to Israel. We are here for you. We'll help you to find your way. We'll give you a personal advisor. We'll give you a financial assisting, and we are here for you. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, בת-שבע, for the opportunity to be here. and goodbye.
Thank you very much, Granit. It was terrific, and you answered a lot of questions. But of course, as you said, the best thing is for people to write to you. And if you want, you can write to me. My address is contact-center@academy.ac.il. And I'll forward your questions to Granit or whoever else you wish me to send them to. So I hope you found this webinar interesting and useful. Those of you who haven't yet registered with the contact center, you can do so very easily through the Academy's website in Hebrew or in English. Just look for the man with the old-fashioned telephone receiver and you'll get to us. Wishing you all a healthy and happy winter. We're looking forward to the spring and the new opportunities it will bring us. Thank you very much. Toda rabah.